Welcome to the ARMR Report morning meeting, everybody. Thanks for joining me. It's Wednesday morning. This is a show about stock market investing in what I call the millennial age. And so what we do is traditional fundamental analysis on this trading desk, but we couple that with millennial tools like algorithms to help us execute and help us understand when to add risk and when to subtract risk. All of the information I share with you comes off my trading desk. I'm managing my own capital and that of investors. All of our business is run through our affiliation with Interactive Brokers. And I tell you this because I want you to understand that the information flow here is the proverbial money where your mouth is, right? What I'm sharing with you, I'm actually doing every day, executing in portfolios that are investing in the stock market. So this is real. I've been doing this over 30 years and managing my own capital and that of investors. And so I'm just sharing with you a lot of the things I've learned over that 3-decade span, which brings me to my topic today. Before we get into the intraday activity and how we're going to handle trades today and what we're looking for, let me just say that starting at 12 o'clock today, as you know, I do this 12 o'clock update as well. I'm going to be starting today part one of a series of live streaming events where I lay out for you chapter and verse why we are at the very beginning of an investing super cycle in cannabis companies. We are at the very beginning of what will be at the very least a 5 to 10 year run that I'm going to be using to build my second fortune, both personally and professionally. And I feel it's so important that I'm going to share with you step by step why we are at the beginning of that process and how best to take advantage of it and what the pitfalls are and how to manage the risk through the inevitable ups and downs over the next 1 to 3 to 5 to 10 years. I'll share with you a little secret right now. 100% of my SEP IRA is invested in cannabis companies. 100%. And it has been since around August 15th when I started building investments in the space, when Constellation Brands announced they were putting $4 billion into Canopy, a total of $5 billion they've invested. That watershed event was the beginning. And we haven't even scratched the surface yet on the amount of money we're going to make. But I've already doubled money in my SEP IRA. And we haven't even scratched the surface. And so I'm going to begin at 12 o'clock today a series of live streams laying out for you how to handle this unbelievable opportunity. They come around once a decade if you're lucky. And when you identify it, you got to grab with both hands and you got to hold on tight. And that's how you build wealth over a long period of time. We spend a lot of time on this show dealing with day-to-day minutia, intraday trades, and all that kind of stuff. And let me tell you something, I love it. I do it every day. There's a part of every portfolio that can benefit from intraday activity. But real wealth is created by finding an investment theme early, doing your homework and finding the best companies with that theme, and then hammering away and managing your risk correctly, and building capital over time as that theme gains momentum. Okay, so we're going to discuss that starting at 12 o'clock. All right, right now, what am I looking at? Markets are kind of opening flat. So generally what we look for on an intraday basis on the big indexes is a move away from the open in one direction or another, and then big volume reversals. So, unless, sometimes like yesterday, we made money trading the NASDAQ 100 at the open, although that was a gap up. So that was a gap and go situation. Didn't go a lot, but we booked some profits there. Made some money short small caps. If you remember, I was telling you we were long and short in the portfolio. But all in all, it was kind of a quiet day, not a lot of money made. If we go into this kind of quiet grind higher, if we're actually at the beginning of another bull market cycle, then the market's just going to keep grinding higher. And so your opportunities on the day trade are going to get less and less. But if this is just another year like 2018 with lots of volatility, a big range, we're probably close to the top of the range now, and we sell off. Now, as long as that big volatility continues, then there's going to be a lot of intraday trading activity. So in a nutshell, if we're in a sustained uptrend, I day trade less and less because the market just grinds higher. I get my positions on and I just, enjoy the profits and go play golf, right? But if it's a year like 2018, I'm glued to my desk. I have, huge volatility, lots of intraday activity, lots of hedging going on, lots of risk management. So we'll have to see. I still stalk the bear. I still believe, even though we've broken out of the downtrend, that this trend is just a suggestion. We were way below the trend in December, so we overshot the downside. So natural, we're overshooting on the upside right now, and it's somewhere in the middle. And so before I commit a lot of capital to the market, I'm looking for that retest of the December low that gives us an opportunity to really get aggressive on the long side. But at the same time, I'm still in a position in our portfolios where we've got about 50% invested, focused on our favorite groups, right? This is a year where, like 2018, the active investor who's managing a portfolio outperforms the passive investor. And so we're focused on precious metals. That's been a great group this year. Focused on cannabis. We're killing it there. Focused on energy, the pipeline companies, big yield stocks doing well there. And then there's just a couple names, I do buy in some individual stocks, generally focused. I call it miscellaneous. They're not necessarily one particular theme like these other themes, but they're companies that have a high barrier to entry in their business. They dominate the business space. They have lots of intellectual property, and I really love the business model. And I've been following these companies for a couple of years. And so every now and then when the market gives us a window, they're at the top of my whiteboard. And if I get the right risk on opportunity using the algorithms, I'll put those positions in the portfolio. So I have a couple of those as well. Okay. So anyway, be safe out there today. As always, be smart. Don't let greed get in the way. Don't let your ego get in the way. Come up with your investing game plan before the market's open. Turn the TV off. Think about it. Come up with your plan and then execute aggressively throughout the day, regardless of the noise around you. That's how you make money in the market. Don't get whipped pillar to post based on what you hear on CNBC. All right. Anyway, guys, have a great day trading out there. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you at 12 o'clock for part 1 of the cannabis investing super cycle and how to benefit from it.